Oh, right. I updated a lot of stuff. Need to remove some debug lines, apparently, that were left in. That's a little disappointing. Okay, get rid of you, and I'm guessing get rid of you. All right. So you can see that we had that little bit of a hiccup before the level loaded properly. And I'm not entirely sure what we can do about that because it's not like our scenes are very large. In fact, I'm guessing just on sheer complexity, text quest scenes are probably one of the lowest or the least intensive scenes that you can have in a game. Are we frozen? Camo. Okay. Apparently it's just taking forever. Oh, it's the compiling. I really wish they'd fix that bug. Um, Sometimes it gets stuck in an infinite compiling behavior, and all you got to do to stop it is just right-click in the project view, and that'll force it to finish. But I don't know why it does that. Anyway, so let's skip through here, and then we get a little bit of a hiccup, and then everything loads in. Now, one of the other problems that I want to try and get around is it's not very noticeable here, but if I were to close Unity and reopen it, since the substances have not been generated yet, you'll see the substances start out blue, green, random colors, and then they sort of pop in as they finish loading. But we don't actually want to show that. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to basically preload substances as soon as the game starts. So from the very, very beginning of the game, from the very first splash screen, we're going to start loading substances. That way we can cut down on that load time. Now, it's not perfect, and in fact, I don't actually know if that's going to fix the hiccup, because if we play through this again, and again, this is the splash fade, which is the very first scene in Text Quest. So we go through our splash screen. We still have a little bit of a hiccup. That's what, about 1, maybe 2 seconds at most, and that's after all the substances have been generated. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to cut that out very easily, at least not without some drastic level style changes. But we'll see what we can do. So let's go ahead and go to the castle level. And the way I think I'm going to get around this is currently I have, this is all old stuff, don't need this. Let's see, script scenes, here we are. So currently the way that I do things for substance generation is I have a little function that grabs all of the substances in a scene and assigns them to the level manager for that scene. But what I might do instead is have a scriptable object that gets assigned all of those values, and then we can actually look at that in the first scene and pick out which level we're trying to load, and then we can properly start preloading all of those substances. So if I select the castle, look at the inspector, we have this little materials tab here. So what I can do is I can replace this with a scriptable object that has the exact same information, except once I do that, I'll be able to reference a scriptable object outside of this scene, so I won't have to just stick around with it. So let's see here. What do we want to do to start? Well, let's go to text quest, scripts. Let's see. Image effects, database, screenshots, test. I probably want not collection. Combat content creation. No. Data is tempting. I think I'm going to stick it in data. And actually, yeah, that's fine. Let's create a folder. Call it level materials. Create C# script level material collection. Let's open this up. And if we get through this, which this should actually be one of the faster things we do on Saturdays. Let's close out all my woods layout stuff. Okay. Let's change this to scriptable object. Okay. And then we're going to do if Unity editor. And if I just like to put the menu commands in the same script as the actual scriptable object. That way I don't have to have a whole separate script for all this stuff. So I'm going to say public static void create collection. We're going to say Unity editor dot menu item. And I believe we're going to want to say create sleepy owl text quest. Oh, I don't need that space there. Text quest and level material collection. Yeah, that's probably a little terrible, but should get the job done. Let me refresh this and see if that's going to be correct. Let that compile. Now, fortunately, this isn't actually going to be that bad to sort of swap out this functionality, because basically all I'm going to do is just move the list of materials from the level manager into the scriptable object, and then we'll just reference the scriptable object whenever we need to look at that stuff. So not too terrible, and makes it a little bit more flexible. So now if I say right-click, create, okay, so we're apparently close, but we're not quite there right yet. I think I need to say assets create. Although, let's see. SOS text quest collection. God, I've got way too much. Okay, object ID. Let's see. Where are you? Fine, we'll go up here. Item ID collection. I will edit this script so I can see it, because it's basically this that I want. Okay, so yeah, I did need the assets. Okay, so change this to text quest collection, and I'm going to say level. Oh, apparently I can't spell. Level materials. Level material collection. Let's do this. All right. So we're going to have public, oh, not public, sorry, using system.collections.generic, and we're going to say public list, apparently I just can't spell, public list procedural materials equals new. Okay, apparently you don't want to play nice. It's probably because there's an error down here somewhere. Or not. Sure, it was just being stupid. Okay. So let's go ahead and Shazam. Alright, so we're going to create folder, and we're going to say level materials, create folder, intro, overworld, create. I'm not going to do subfolders for this, I shouldn't need it. So SOS text quest collection, and, oh, okay, come on. SOS text quest collection, level materials. Alright. There's that, nice and simple. And let's see here. So I'm going to go to level manager script, as well as its editor, because I'm going to need that. Okay, so let's see. materials. Hmm? Huh. That's interesting. I wonder why I made this a list of materials and then I just never bothered to. It's really weird. Huh. All right then. Super weird. I make sure that they are procedural materials and then I cast them to them whenever I need to render them. I'm guessing that's just an oversight. All right. Well, we're gonna be able to fix that, which is nice. All right. So let's see. We're gonna change this to public, and we're gonna have a level material collection. Materials. Okay. So let's come back over here, and we're gonna say we're gonna say public void clear, and this is gonna say materials dot clear. Let's go back to our level manager, and let's see. Oh man, are we going to end up breaking that functionality out then? I wonder if we will. I think that there's a Boolean. Oh no, I removed that from the level manager, didn't I? Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Lanny Del Rey. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, I was getting into the programming. This is TextQuest. It is a first-person text-based adventure. Man. Currently, we're working on optimizing how the level loading happens. So we're switching things over from being a giant list in a level to a scriptable object to help make things a little bit more streamlined. Okay. Let's see. So I guess we'll also be a little lazy and say public pool contains. Say procedural material mat return materials dot contains mat. Ta-da! Simple as that. New programming. Is it okay if I ask some questions? Sure thing. I will do my best to answer. I cannot guarantee that I will be able to answer, but I will do my best. All right. So let's see here. That's kind of nice that it fixed most of that. And let's see. Material. Oh, I bet that's why I did it. So that I could be lazy. So I guess I will do the same thing, just like this. Material. And we're going to say return contains mat as not PB. Procedural material. And I guess we'll say if mat is procedural material, we will return that, else return false. I don't really need the else there, I can just do that. Alright. So level manager, let's go ahead and do some adding. So we're going to say public void add material mat public void add and procedural material mat. Alright, so I want to know if it's possible to create a code that would give a specific result I want. Let's say you send you such code, press enter, and boom. Okay. I guess I don't quite. I mean, I think I know what you want, but so you want people to basically just hit enter and you output text? Let's see here. So we're going to say if mat is procedural material, we'll do add mat as procedural material. And then we'll just say materials.add mat. Simple as that. Manager. Ah, right. This is going to, actually that's not too bad. So let's see, public void sort. Public void sort. Basically gonna just copy this stuff. Simple as that. So what language are you writing it in? And are you doing this in a game? Are you doing this as like a freeform app? Because I guess that would change how things are working. And admittedly, I'd be less able to give you a very clear answer for more freeform languages or sort of build it yourself apps. But if it's in Unity or something like that, I can definitely help you out with that. Okay. So let's see. We have our material sorting and materials to array. I guess I can add a get array. Let's do public procedural material. And actually, does this need to be a material? It's just a material. Why would I do it that way? So procedural material array. So get return materials dot to array. Simply do that. Okay, so that's pretty much material array. It's pretty much everything that we need functionality wise, but we're not quite done yet. So our base level manager might be finished roughly, but we actually need to change the editor a bit to actually reflect those changes. Because right now, I have it selected. You can see that we still have a list of all of those over there on the right. I don't want to click on Unity because then it'll force it to compile, and I don't want that yet. But we actually do want to retain all of those. We want to show them, but I also want to make sure that I have the scriptable object there as well. So this is going to require a little bit of trickery. So let's see here. And while I'm in here, I'm going to go ahead and remove some stuff. So we're going to say public void remove material mat public void remove procedural material mat, and same thing we were doing before, we're just going to say remove mat as procedural material. Simple as that. And if mat is procedural material, again, no point in doing it if it's not a procedural material, because you can't have a non-procedural material in a list of procedural materials. So, and we just have to say materials remove mat. Nice and easy. And I will also add actually one more, which is going to be public void remove at index materials dot remove at. I'm just going to say index here. All right. So almost there, but we do got to quickly adjust our custom editor. Let's see, items, ID, ambience, materials. Here we are. So serialized object, find property, materials. Going down here. All right. Now this is where it's going to be fun. So we actually want to say, damn you, Unity Services tab. Great. So I got to do this all from memory. We're going to say editor GUI layout dot property field m materials. All right, that's going to give us our scriptable object field, and then we're going to have another space. And then we have to make things kind of awkward here in this for loop. And actually, you know what? For now, I'm just going to go ahead and comment this out. Okay. So, actually, no, that's going to be really easy. Well, I mean, I can't do it yet. Oh, come on. Really? Right, I guess it's going to do it for all of our level managers, isn't it? Yeah. Fortunately, I can do that. So it's just going to be a lot of this sort of sorting going on. Oh. Procedural material builder. What the heck? So I guess, oh, right, I sort of had this idea before, didn't I? But I ended up scrapping it. It was largely back when I was having weird level loading issues that turned out to be because of a substance bug. But I can actually get rid of this material thing now. There's no real need for it. Although I guess I should make sure that I'm not doing anything with it first. Yeah, there's the main view, but we're actually going to change that. So, final references, not even being used, which is probably for the best. Alright. So let's go ahead and delete the procedural mat builder script. That stuff. That stuff is not necessary anymore. It was kind of a cheat way for me to get around level loading issues when I was taking this to conventions. Well, I guess I still am taking it to conventions, but whenever I go to a convention, I would sort of preload everything as a cheat around the level loading. And we're kind of going to do that, but now not exactly the same way. Okay, so that's fixed. And now if we look at our inspector, materials, okay, so you see that we have no level material collection right now. That's fine. Reload all, I know. Come on. Alright. And close you out. Where'd my level manager go? There it is. Okay, now, this is where it's going to get kind of interesting, because we're going to say serialized property materials equals m materials dot, well, oh dear, this is going to be weird. I don't know if this will work or not. Find property relative. Materials. I am legitimately not sure if this will work. I'm hopeful. Because if we're lucky, I won't have to change anything, and this will just work. If we're not lucky, the bottom half of my inspector is about to disappear. And there it is. Yeah, I was a little worried about that. Dang it. Great. Let's see. I didn't spell it wrong, right? I'm not that bad. Nope. I'm just unlucky. That's very disappointing. No, that doesn't make sense. So are you saying that you're null? Yep. Crud. Oh, wait, right. If it's empty, there's nothing there. Okay. So we're going to say... we're going to say... this. If materials dot array size is less than, or no, let's just say equals 0, or put this in front of it. If materials dot object reference value equals null, or actually, I guess I should have those be two different things. So let's just revert this to else, and we're going to say if materials dot object reference value does not equal null, else do something similar, and we're going to say please assign a level material collection. Okay. So that should fix that issue, hopefully. The reason it was doing that is because it couldn't grab a serialized property from something that hadn't been assigned yet. At least that's my hope. So please assign a level material collection. Let's make that a warning. Just so that I, have a little bit of color in there. All right. So now, let's test this out. Uh-oh. Really? Why did you null reference? Ah, dang it. Seriously? So I guess I just can't do that. That's very disappointing. Well, I wonder if I can do this then. Dot serialized object. Dot find property. I'm curious if this will work. I would like it to. If it does, actually, that's useful information. I didn't know that you could go to a serialized object on a different thing and get values that way, so I'm hopeful. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, there we go. Retrieve an array size, but no. Really? That's curious. So materials doesn't seem to be an array? Is that what it's saying? That seems to be what it's saying. I'm going to try grabbing materials. Yeah, I didn't think so. Well, I mean, it grabbed them. So that's awkward. Dang it. I was really, really hoping that I could do this stuff with serialized properties, but it looks like I'm going to have to manually do it through code values. Hooray! That's fine. Okay. So we're actually going to change this, and we're going to say list. Oh, that is entirely not correct. List, which means that I don't have. Using system.collections.generic. Okay. So list procedural materials this is going to be fun. Materials dot object reference value as list. Sorry, not list. Level material. Oh, come on, really? You're just not gonna be fun about this. Could not be found. Interesting. Oh, it's because it's in common. Text request. There we are. Dot materials. Dot count. change these to counts. Okay. Nope, I hit insert, didn't I? And we're going to say, so I'm going to say level material collection col equals this. We're going to say col.materials. What now? Oh, right, the property field stuff. So I don't want to do that. Instead, I need to say, get rid of you, and we're going to say materials. We're not going to do that. We're going to say col.remove at I. And actually, I'm just going to do that. I don't really need to do anything super weird there anymore. And here we're going to say editor GUI dot object field rect materials of I. And I guess we're going to say type of procedural material. I know that that's going to be depreciated. And then we're going to want to say false. And then we're not quite done because I need to specify a label, which is going to be, okay, where do you go? Okay, so that's the second one. GUI content dot none. All right. So hopefully that will actually let me show all of those materials. And the main reason for that is that I want to be able to actually preview those without having to select the asset. Okay, come on. Let's go to our castle and boom. How nice. Okay, so now I'm going to try just arbitrarily removing castle tiles. Did that work? Yep. It should be 30 instead of 31. Good. Good, good, good. Grab materials. There it is. Sweet. So now all that stuff's in there again. We can select that. That is great. Say level materials castle. Let's duplicate that. Change this to sewer. Sewer combat. All right. Cool. So that was pretty easy. Let's go to the sewer level, make sure that that's going to work. Because we're going to have to do something similar, obviously. So let's go to our materials again. Have not assigned a level material collection. Let's go ahead and assign it via this way. Okay. Let's grab materials there. Nice. Looks like we got everything. Don't have any errors. Go ahead and zero that out. Okay. Now let's go to our combat. So that's sewer combat. Grab materials. All right. That's kind of nice. Yeah, so I didn't have to change much there, and now we can actually grab all of these and load them in. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to go to other splash fade. Okay. Does this have my substance manager from the default? It does. Good. Okay, let's see here. That's all there. And I guess real quick, make sure that nothing tries to use this material list if nothing's there. So let's say find all references. Okay. And I'm going to say if materials not equal null, because we don't want to try building it if there's nothing to build. That way I don't have to have every single level that doesn't need it. So if I have like an empty scene for deaths or anything like that, I don't need to have a scriptable object for them. Still, that's kind of nice. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It did not update. That is not good. Let's see. Hold on. Level manager editor. And we're going to say grab materials. And then we're going to say editor utility dot set dirty m materials dot object reference value. Okay. I was a little worried there. So you can see that these did not save, which is kind of problematic. So, come on. All right. Let's go back to those levels. Fix that real quick. Scenes. Intro, sewers. Let's go sewer combat. Grab materials. Save. Boom. There we go. So it looks like that fixed that issue. Let's go ahead and load the sewers. I'm going to grab materials. Look at the sewer. There we are. Alright. So it looks like everything's going on now. Weird. I wonder why that first one worked. Okay, so we're not quite done yet. We're going to go to our splash fade. And how do we want to handle this? Let's see. I'm going to do level material info. This is going to be a little serialized class that will basically let me associate everything. So we can determine which scriptable object we should look at to load materials and such, and all that such. So we're going to create a folder, call it editor. Create. Oh, dang it. Didn't mean to do it there. Oh well. Level material info drawer. Gonna let that compile. And come on. Okay. Move the drawer into the editor. And this is going to be a custom property drawer, which if you haven't messed around too much with Unity's editor system, which I would be surprised if many people have, honestly. Most people try to stay away from it. It's kind of dumb. A drawer is like a custom editor for a specific tiny class or a attribute, which basically is sort of like a small editor behavior. So I edit all of this. All right, material info. I'm going to make this a struct auto behavior, and we're going to say system.serializable. We're going to say public. This, not here. Text quest. So public level ID. Level public. Let's see. Level material collection. Materials. Okay, simple as that. Don't need any of this. And we're to say using Unity Editor. Unity Editor. This is going to be a property drawer. Custom property. No, not custom preview. Custom property drawer. Type of level material info. And we're going to make this text quest. Get rid of the drawer part here. Alright. So we're going to override get property height. Override on GUI. Get rid of that. And actually I don't even need to override the height because we're not actually doing anything there. And let's see. So before we can actually do anything, we need to get our rect position and sort of subdivide that real quick. So we're just going to do rect field, I guess, no. Crap, what was my stuff? I called it ID, or level. Level rect equals new rect position. And this is a really, really easy sort of setup. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so that my property drawer displays two controls on the same horizontal line, making it really easy to look at. And then we're going to say rect field rect equals new rect level rect. Let's rename that so it has proper camel case. And then we're going to say level rect dot width divided, actually we'll do times equals 0.5f. Okay, and then field rect dot x plus equal level rect dot width. So nothing's actually going to draw yet because we've only sort of established where our properties are going to draw first. And now we're going to say editor GUI dot property field level rect. That tells it where to draw, and then we're going to say property dot find property relative level comma GUI content dot none. That's basically telling it to draw a drop down for our level ID, and don't give it a label because there's no point. We don't actually want the label there. That's just going to clutter everything. So we're going to do something similar with field rect, and this is just going to say materials. Okay. Now, next question is, where do we want to do this? I could stick this on global, but that's probably not the best place, honestly. I could make a test script real quickly. That's probably fine for now. Let's go ahead and say create load materials test. Double click on that. Reload all this. I hate how it jumps around like this. Let's see, I don't need that. Load materials test. Okay. And all this is going to be is using system.collections.generic. Say text quest. We're going to say public list level material. Nope. Why do you not want to show that? Okay, maybe I misread that. Info equals new. And then we're just going to say private void start global dot get substance manager dot build materials do not know why I made it. I didn't let you pass a list. Whatever. So we're not actually done yet, although I'm going to cheat real quick just to see if it works. So I'm going to say build materials, info of 0 dot materials. Oh, right. Dot material array. Okay. So let's let that compile. The real thing, it's fine to test this, but the real thing is going to be determining which one I need to actually load and start generating everything for. But it's fine for now. So we're just going to make a empty object, drag our load materials test on there, and let's just make 3 spots. So we have a castle, sewers, and sewer combat. And these are all going to be different. So castle, sewers, and sewer combat. So you can see that the reason I have this property drawer is just so that I don't have a bunch of drop downs I have to open up. Because there's no real reason for it. It's only one thing deep. So I might as well just have the labels, or the level IDs act as labels. Makes it really easy to look at. And a lot less drilling down. Okay. So, I'm going to do a quick experiment. I'm going to close Unity. And I really hope that doesn't force me to re-import everything, but we will find out. Okay, so I'm going to close Unity. And the reason that I'm closing Unity is so that when I open everything up again, it's going to have to generate the materials. Let's open up TextQuest. Because whenever Unity closes, it gets rid of all the stuff that it's built, so you have to rebuild it all. Whenever you open the project. Seriously? It just recompiles every single time. Alright. So now, if I play, come on. Assuming Unity will let me. Hey. This is one of the shortcomings of Unity Collaborate, is it definitely seems to increase boot up time for your projects, and I'm guessing that's because it has to sort of iterate through everything real quick to make sure that everything's still up to date. But anyway, so we're going to stick through here, and then we have a hang up, and you can see that all of those substances are generating in the background right now. So our goal is to get that stuff generating as soon as the game starts, so that that does not show up, or at the very least it's minimized. We might come up with another thing, an extra step that we have to do anyway, but for now I'd like to be able to start that right off the bat. Okay. So back here in our load materials test, our materials loaded is going to be the first element, which is the castle. So I'm going to go ahead and close and then reopen. This is a really awkward way of testing, and I wonder if I can unload. I think I can actually tell it to unload things. It's probably super weird though. So we're going to let Unity open up again real quick. It's probably better though, just because that's going to force it to, well, it's going to be a lot faster iteration time than me constantly having to close and open Unity. But in any case. Okay, so now all of that should be, again, it's not being stored anywhere, so it's going to have to be regenerated. But now we have it set up so that it's going to start generating as soon as it loads this level. So, real quick, make sure private void start, good. And we're just going to hit play, see what happens. Okay, doing pretty good so far. I'm not crazy about how long that gap was for some reason, but sure. Okay. Nice! It was, I couldn't see anything actually. Like I didn't see any difference. That's just very nice. Oh, that king portrait needs to be worked on. So that's promising. Now, of course, the main problem there is even if I preload the materials, let's see, I have what, maybe 5 seconds before this screen shows up. And for the most part, I don't think that my computer will have any problem with that, but I don't know what this is going to be like on, say, a toaster MacBook Pro. I don't know what people are, or how fast it's going to be, or how slow it's going to be for the materials to generate. I sincerely doubt that it's going to be as fast as on my desktop. So, um, this is still a minor success, though, even if it's not really doing anything super crazy. Because at least we are starting to generate materials 5 seconds ahead of time. But again, I'm not a huge fan of the fact that delay is there. That might have just been a weird hiccup, but it also could have been the materials generating for some reason. Okay, so... And actually, I didn't try it. I'm going to try moving the mouse around to see if the game's main thread is getting held up. I might actually end up having to try and do some of that stuff off the main thread if it's possible. I honestly don't know if it is. Yep, nope, I still got a hiccup. So, still got the visual hiccup even if we don't have the, well, not the visual, I still have the sort of main thread hiccup even if the materials are no longer being sort of shallowly populated as you're watching. I don't even know what that means, shallowly populated. But anyway, so at least we do have some effect going on. Yeah, like I thought, that hiccup is something that I'm going to have to tackle on a completely separate issue, and I'm going to have to try to figure out what I can do about that. Because it is unacceptable. It is just not okay. Let's see here. So, what can we do in addition to that? I am also going to go ahead and duplicate this stuff while I'm thinking. So, switching the materials over is a good start. I like that we now have everything being done via scriptable object. Makes things a little bit easier to access outside of the level. And it also means that we can do some weird level stuff, I think, with the materials. We might be able to actually have them reference each other for some effect. I don't know what yet, but we can do something with it at least. So, cabin. Canyon. Woods. And Heroes Grove. So those are all of the levels in the overworld. Alright. I guess I should probably also have Woods Combat, because that's a thing. Or, well, it's not a thing yet, but it will be. Woods Combat, there we are. Let's see. What's next? Probably figuring out how to actually load this stuff. So, do I want to just have it here? I guess that wouldn't hurt. Okay. So we have a splash delay. Reload all. I can probably actually put that list here. And so we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to say get rid of view, splash delay, list. Yes, I know. Okay. So we have start, load game. I'm not fully done, actually. Let's let that compile real quick. We're going to go to the main menu, because the main menu has a script there that's determining what save file to load. So I'm going to sort of take a sneak peek at that and remind myself how I was loading all of that. I'm pretty sure I'm just getting the most recent save file. So whatever save file is marked as being written to last. So let's save this. But I would like to make sure that I get the same file each time. So let's go to main menu, open menu, and load menu level. There we are. So we're going to say start coroutine load level. Start if load menu. Here we are. Okay. So top none, main menu, demo end. Okay. So we're going to say JSON. Do I need this? Yes, I guess I do. So we're going to say level material info. Let's go ahead and rename this to level materials info is equal to level materials. Come on. Level materials dot. Yeah, I'm going to have to do link. Using system.link first or default lm its level is equal to level ID. Are these two different things? Oh, right, equals, not equals. All right, and then we're going to say if info does not equal null. That's interesting. Oh, right, it's struct. Crap. Well, that's interesting. Fine. I guess we'll just do. I'm just going to steal the exact line because that's going to do it for me. I'm going to say info materials material array. All right. And I suppose go to definition here. Might as well add some materials lists, shouldn't I? Let's see here. Yada, 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 yada. Let's do public void build materials list procedural materials, and we're just going to say build materials dot to array. Nice and simple. No real reason not to have support for lists, I suppose. Okay, so now that all that's set up, we should actually be able to change the scene that's being loaded with desired results. So let's see here. Close U, splash delay, that's all fine. Let's go back to our splash fade scene. Okay. We're going to make this 3. Castle, sewers, sewer combat. Castle, sewer combat. Let's go ahead and get the other levels in there for now, I suppose. Let's change you to plains, cabin, woods, grove. The graveyard is actually part of the woods now. I should probably get rid of that. And canyon for now. So let's see. I'm going to go to cabin. woods and plains. Probably need one more for woods combat. Woods. I guess I don't have that yet, so we'll just change that to Forgotten Graveyard for now. Okay. Or better yet, I'll just get rid of it. So we have our materials ready to go. Everything for the most part should be good. So let's go ahead and look at our save files. Show and Explorer. Saves. Now, this is actually going to kind of suck. I think I'm going to cheat. Well, I'm not actually going to cheat. I'm just going to play through the game. I need a save file with the castle and a save file with the sewer. Say start. We're going to do a new game. Yes. We'll do normal mode. Right or left-handed? I will be right-handed. My favorite color this time will be blue. We'll say yes and yes. Well, that's interesting. It should... Well, I guess it needed to reload the level, didn't it? Let's go ahead and pause. Maximize on play. Make my life a little bit easier. These look a little fuzzy. Is that because of the anti-aliasing going on? Yeah, I'm using temporal anti-aliasing, which, God, it just makes everything look a little fuzzy. I mean, these are 1K textures, which is nothing huge, but like you can see that some of the, I don't know, just everything looks a little off. Ugh. God, I almost prefer Jaggies. Well, in any case, let's hope that all of this still works. I haven't tested. Yeah, see, like the really far away stuff is just really bad. You can't read that. You have to get so close before it is okay. Oh man, I really need some music. I also need to do another sound pass. Let's see here. Sorting is still working pretty nicely on the wizard and beard. God, I really need a better way of describing what's going on than literal text. Let's see. I'm kind of going to skip ahead. Open this up. Open. Pull. Oh, I'm glad that everything's working out. Probably need to rebake the light maps in some of these areas. It's a little off. Okay. Let's go ahead and save. Quit. Yes. Save game. No. Okay, so now it should load the sewer, which is fine. Oh, right, that material error is still there. More of a minor annoyance than anything else. It doesn't actually stop the game. Okay. So now that we have that, we can stop playing. Maybe, if it ever decides to actually let me stop. Come on. You can do it. Alright. Let's see. A little worried about the 2 audio listeners thing. That was a little... Interesting. Alright. Well, in any case, why are you doing this? God, all the freaking debugs. So we're gonna let that compile, and then we're gonna close out of Unity and reopen it, and then we will be able to see if our level sorting is working properly. Now, let's see. Let's see here. So this is the most recent save file, which means that when we load back in, I'm going to go ahead and close this out, reopen it, so everything is forced to reload. And I'm actually going to check this out. I wonder if there's a clear procedural. Nope. Materials. I think there's a way to actually flush the procedural materials that you built, if I remember correctly. Oh, that's that could be useful. Oh. Okay. Let's see. Load time generated processing. Blah 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 blah. No. There's something in the scripting API that you can actually like force it to. Let's see. Render queue, procedural material, procedural property, procedural texture. Yarg. Alright. I guess I don't remember what that function is off the top of my head, but it's fine. Alright, so let's go ahead and. Okay, no errors. So now, when we play, it should show the sewer scene again. Now we should be rebuilding it. You can see the debug logs going on the bottom there. This is 11 of 18 complete. That's kind of weird. Okay. Hooray! So it looks like that's going on pretty nicely. Oh, don't know what's going on over here. This is weird. It's fine. Okay. So I'm going to pause, and we're going to check this out. Okay, it looks fine. I'm going to continue. Start. I'm just going to hit continue. So it shouldn't reload the level. Everything should be in here. I should be able to run up to both of the... God, yeah, it's... Okay, I'm going to show you what I mean when I say things look fuzzy. It might not be very visible on the stream, actually. I'm not sure if it will be or not. But I'm going to turn off my anti-aliasing. So everything just looks way sharper like this. So I'm going to stop playing, and I'll show you what I mean again. Oh my. Probably needs a frame buffer. Okay, so this is what it looks like with anti-aliasing, and I'm going to turn it off. It's very subtle, but it's very noticeable too. I don't know. It might be something that I just have to deal with. The only problem I have with it is that it makes reading far away textures very difficult. So I'm going to try and disable. So right now I can vaguely read the far wall there. I'm going to turn this off and look at it now. I don't know. It's roughly the same, I guess. Maybe I'm just crazy. I don't know. Alright, I'll leave it as is. It's fine. No need for me to go nuts about it. Alright. Anyway, back to what we were doing originally. So that is correct, although its global illumination is not correct, which is a little annoying. But pick your battles for now. And this should be blue. And it is animating, so hooray. All right. Well, that seems to have everything working. So let's go ahead and stop playing. All right. Well, that's exciting. Looks like we've streamlined that level loading a little bit. So we still do have about 2 seconds of a hiccup for the first time we load a level. And it's not actually no, it's not the first time. It's every time we load a level. I got to do something about that. I don't quite know what we can do, but I will probably be looking into that as we progress. Okay, let's see. It's only been about an hour and 15 minutes. Do I have anything else I would like to do? I could probably do some custom content creation stuff. Let's go ahead and see where we are there. I know that there's some oddities that need to get fixed. Okay, let's go ahead. Start from here. Let's. Right. I'm actually going to delete that save file because the sewer is one of the more annoying levels to have in the background just because you have that constant from the water. Okay, so let's go to our saves. I'm going to delete the most recent ones. Delete the auto saves entirely, actually. Okay. So now when we load in again, it should basically just load the castle. See, so there was a slight delay there, and I wonder why that is. Well, in any case. Alright, so the king and the magic. Yes, it's dynamically updating. I just love that. So start. Let's go to extras, author mode. Let's create. Let's create a new one. We're going to call it. Oh, crap. We have a null reference exception. Camo. Okay, Unity, what are you doing? Why are you freaking out? Why are you frozen? It's because of you, isn't it? Right. This was happening for some reason. So File Explorer View. File Explorer View, File Explorer View, File Explorer View, File Explorer View. Yep. So a while back, I went through and I was trying to come up with a solution for having multiple text formats that I can support. For example, Unity's built-in text system versus Text Mesh Pro, because both of them are their own text solutions, and I would prefer to be able to use Text Mesh Pro in a lot of cases. But for my common code that could be shared across all projects, I wanted to be able to have some flexibility there, so I don't always have to have Text Mesh Pro in a project, for example. So I came up with this sort of interface-based approach, but it looks like it's not wanting to sort of work. So if we look at our File Save Explorer, which is where it's saying the problem is, it's looking at. Oh, well, maybe that's why. Okay. Let's look for my View File Save Explorer. View File. There are two of them, and I'm guessing it's the TextQuest one, although it very well could be both. File Save View. Hold on. This extension label. Save path open text. File save. Okay. File Save Explorer. Turn on Why is this a text object? That should not be the case. Okay, hold on. I'm going to say create UI, I text, and let's see here. Move this up here to path label. I'm going to assign 8-bit font, 24. Is there anything else? Left and center. Nope, that looks fine. Let's copy this component. Paste component is new, and let's turn off path label. Path label. Hello, the Gel Omega. Welcome back. I hope that you did not have that hay hanging out there for a long time. I really should have some little pop-up or something that shows up over here. I am terrible at looking over at chat. Anyway, so I'm going to drag this in. Oh, interesting. I guess it was some weird serialization issue. Okay. That's fair then. Super weird, but fair. Let's apply that. That's super awkward. Okay, so File Explorer. They both have the actual things now. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay. Uh-oh. There is a null reference. What is the null reference from? Oh, that's just left over. No, it's not. No, it is not. It's because I was stupid and I left the UI on. Turn you off. Should not have that on. That's experimental UI. It's not fully done yet. Alright. Clear this. Clear this. Start. Extras. Author mode. Create. Let's do new. Still getting a null reference error. Seriously? Hold on. But how? Why are you null? That's so weird. No, something else has to be using that script. Let's see, what else is doing File Explorer review? File save view. See, what's weird is that it should be. That's incredibly infuriating. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's like a weird error that's not actually. Root is disabled. What do you mean? Start coroutine. I don't know why I said start coroutine. Oh, if you're talking about the actual object that's called root, that's because that's how my menu system works. I have the top level object that has the script on it, and then that has a root object below it, so that I can disable entire menus without disabling the script, which is the huge problem. Oh, well, it would cause problems because then you wouldn't be able to get the script to behave properly. So, still getting a null reference error. Let's try finishing this up and seeing if we get a null reference again. So, this is going to be game 1. Creator is me. Classic. Seriously? So it just... See, it's there, but it doesn't want to do it. Okay, hold on. Go to UI, view container, file save explorer. It's not empty. It's there. It's just nothing. Maybe it doesn't like casting to... Oh. Dang it. Yeah. That's probably why. I'm willing to bet it's because I'm trying to cast something as a interface. So that's causing a problem. Ah, jeez. So, God damn it. Fine. Let me try something else. Um, but yeah, the way my UI stuff is set up, the top level object will always be active, and then any sub object, specifically the root, will be deactivated or activated as needed. That just means that I can reference the script and actually have the script doing things, even if the menu is closed. Anyway, so back here, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to say I text component text component equals path label dot get. This is going to be so weird. Dot. Wait, what? Seriously? Let me guess. God, this is going to suck. As mono behavior dot get component. Jeez. Hey. Type of I text component. This is so infuriating. I can't even. So, even though the C# code on the original code I had is correct, it's not actually going to function. Freaking Unity hating interfaces. Oh, yes. It is very important to have your code in a repo. If you don't, it is very easy to have your hard drive break on. Well, I guess it's not like, well, you know what they say, Murphy's Law, or I guess Sturgeon's Law. But in either case, the fact that it's backed up means that, you know, if your computer does crash for any reason, at least you will have your data secured and you can retrieve it again. So yeah, it's always good to have a backup set up. Oh man, this is infuriating. So I can't use the as casting word because you can't cast a mono or an object to a interface. Dang it. Except there's definitely a way to do that. I just. Let me think. How to do this? How to do this? You can pass interfaces in functions as parameters, but I guess you can't really retrieve them very easily. Well, I think the problem is it's Unity really does not like interfaces. Um, a lot of the code in Unity is just straight up. They'll just block interfaces from working half the time. I mean, the actual code stuff. So see the C# parts of everything works with interfaces fine. But the moment you try to actually integrate interfaces into like editor scripts or anything like that, Unity just basically shuts it all down. It does not like to work with interfaces. So you can't use get component. And you can see I was trying to cast things with the as keyword, but that didn't work, which means that casting in general is not going to really work. Or at least that would be my guess. I guess I could try something like that. Let me try I text component. Let's double wrap this. Path label dot text equals value. And we'll try this and see if it works. I just hope I don't have to get down to like some system.reflection stuff where it's forcing things to be interpreted as a specific type. Although interfaces aren't types, so it's super weird. Let's hope that we can do this. Because I already have to do a lot of trickery to get the path label stuff working, because it's supposed to be an I text component. Let's go ahead and play this again. And I was trying to basically come up with a smart way to get the I text component stuff to be a object field, which Unity will not let you have interface types in an object field or an object field for reference values. It's crazy. So if you want to have some share or some interface that things derive from, and then you want to use that interface as the thing you're looking for, Unity will just say no. So let's try this again. Let's go to extras, author mode, create, new, yep, there it is again. Yep. It's an invalid cast. Jeez. I'm not entirely sure what to do here then. Because doing the or as iText component will just return null, so it won't work. Jeez. Let's see if I can get around it with this. Okay, so I need the interface field attribute drawer. I forget what I was doing here. I'm pretty sure it was that. Let's see. Jeez. Peak definition. Maybe I do actually have to do type. Well, see, no, I tried that and it didn't work. So it should be looking for type of iText component, but it won't let me grab it. Just a second. Let me try this again. We're gonna say yada 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 iText component cached path label. Make this private. Okay, so we're gonna say. Actually, I'm not going to worry about that for now. I'll cache it later. I'm going to say path label dot. See, this is where it gets really weird. I already have to cast the path label as a mono behavior. Then I can say dot get component type of iText component. Oh, wait, I tried this. Why didn't you work before? You were giving me the red squiggle. Okay, fine, whatever. So we're going to say if cached path label equals null, cached path label equals that. Oh, come on, really? That's so infuriating. So it works. It works if you're not trying to assign it, but as soon as you try to assign it, it freaks out. Oh, are you kidding me? Great. Let me guess. I have to basically trick Unity into thinking that it's going to work properly. So I don't think that cast actually works. I've tried that before. So I can do the generic brackets iText component that way. Really, that one's it's gonna at least not have squiggles. I can try that. That's usually how I actually do casts, or I retrieve components. But I don't know. Last time I tried that, like the way I got the attribute drawer to work, I couldn't do it that way. I had to do get component and then pass it a system type. But who knows? Whatever. We'll just try it this way, and then we'll just say cached path label.text equals value. Sure. We'll do the same thing up here. We'll just say cached path label. Let's just see if it works. At this point, I'm fine with either case as long as it works. It's just interfaces are very, very convenient, but Unity is just not designed with them in mind. It does not like to work with them. It is very, very frustrating to try. All right. Okay, so we're going to do start, extras, author mode, create, new. Still got our null reference exception. Wait. Okay, hold on. I'm going to try this. Mono behavior, MO equals MO. I would like to make sure that this is even casting to a mono behavior. I mean, I guess I could cast it to a game object, and I would be able to get similar results. Okay, let's try this. Start, extras, author, create, new, nope, null reference. But is it where I think it is? Nope, okay, so it is still the MO. Well, no, one more time. I'm going to just do a quick debug here. Make sure that MO is not null. Because I don't know why it would give me a null reference exception on get component. Because if get component is null, it should just say it's null. So let's see here. Man, it's not even 4, and I'm kind of already. Let's see. Start, extras, author, create, new. Got our null reference. Now where are you? It is null. It is null. Really? It's null. Game object. Let's just try it this way. Let's just try it this way. I'm curious. Yeah, I'm just curious to see if this will work. After all, it's an object. And since it's in the scene, it has to be a game object, so sure, why not? Maybe it was just not casting to a mono behavior. For some reason, fine. I don't need a mono behavior. I just need an object. Yeah, I mean, well, there are definitely benefits to working on a custom engine as opposed to using a pre-built one, but it's usually because you have a very specific case in mind. For the most part, pre-existing engines like Unity and Unreal are just such time savers because you don't have to sink so much time into making a whole engine to make a game run. Are you serious? It's okay. At least that one was null, not null. Haha, haha, ha 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 ha. Okay, so we're off to a good start. We no longer have the null reference happening there. So I guess we just needed it. God, that is so weird. Where did it go? File Explorer View. But yeah, you can see like the hoops we had to jump through to actually get it to work. It is insane. Okay, so let's see here. I'm actually going to change this then, and I'm going to add a protected iText component cached path label get return, and we're just going to say basically this. Jeez. Of course. This I cached path label if yeah, we have to do that whole thing. Cast the path label to a game object, then get component on it. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Okay. Okay, go to definition. If yeah, no, I gotta redo this menu a little bit. Okay, so drag this into the UI. I actually hope that this will work. I don't know that it will. It probably will not. I added a scroll section so that I could scroll the label as you filled it in. Let's see, I only have math right now. I'm not sure if you can see this because it's a private repo. No, I doubt I can see it. Nope, don't want to show that. Nah, that's, yeah. Private repos require permission to view them. Close this off now. But, yeah, no, I mean, good luck with the engine. It is going to be difficult, I think. So let's look for file. Save. Let's grab this. File save explorer. Huh. Okay, I guess this one is also empty then. Well, fine. Let me look at this stuff. Navigation bar. Yeah. Drag this in. I'm not sure if I added this one. Nope. Apparently not. Okay. Let's get rid of you. And hold on. File Explorer menu. File Explorer. Selection, File Explorer. Let's look at you. Here we are. No. Are these the exact same one? My guess would be yes. They are. Okay. Yeah. No, I mean, game engines are very, very ambitious things. They're probably one of the most ambitious undertakings in computer science. Okay. So I'm going to turn this off. And this is what our new File Explorer looks like. It has a navigation bar with a path that will actually scroll. So I guess I can just kind of cheat and take this. I'm just going to do that. So path here is going to go down here. Continue. And let's get this turned off. Okay. Delete, revert, and delete this. We're going to drag our path label in here. And then we need to do our scroll rect, which is going to be there. Path scroll. Oh, and you know what? File Explorer. Files. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn off this root, hit apply, and let's see if that worked. I'm really hopeful. Very, very hopeful. Stretch. Okay. Start, extras, author mode, create, new. Yes! No null references. Good, good, good. So we're going to say game 1. Creator is me. Save path. Let's say, and let's just save it out here. Okay. Game 1. Ooh, so close. It's got double backslashes. That might cause some problems. But we'll try it. Okay, let's go ahead and check it out. Custom. There it is. There's our game 1. Okay then. We can try the game image stuff, although I don't think it's going. Oh right, I gotta add that, don't I? It's opening up the wrong menu right now. Right. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's close you, and let's open up UI. Not like there's a lot of UI, is there? Yeah, it's probably gonna be easier just to open this up over here. All right. So we need to say get specific. Yeah, voxels are not going to be fun for you. Those are also quite difficult to work with. Mostly because, well, I mean, I guess it makes sense because you're trading sort of, to get that maximum flexibility that voxels will give you, you have to have a very complicated setup. And I guess I can't really talk from experience. I've never had to program with voxels in mind, so I can't really say how difficult it will be. But I can say it'll probably be more difficult than meshes. Let's see. Menu as T, get. Right. Oh, right. I can say get specific type. Okay. So let's see. That is custom classic create, I think. Yes. Okay. So let's take a look at this. We're looking at where's my button? Here we are. Image button, find all references. On image clicked, go to definition. Oh, crud. It didn't seem to actually work. Okay, let's go to definition. Let's see, menus equals null. Null if menus that count equals 1, menus 0, menus first default. Right, it's just opening things up again, which is the problem. So the point of this function here is to get a specific menu. And the problem is that I have two menus, one that's a base class and another menu that derives from that class but adds functionality on top of it. So when it's trying to retrieve the base menu class, it sees the derived class first and says, oh, you're this class, I'm just going to open you up. But that's not actually what we want. So what we're going to say is we're going to say if menu dot, I think I gotta say like get type does not equal specific type, menu equals null. Okay, that might actually clear things up and make it work. What are you planning on using the voxels or the voxels for if you're gonna have polygons? Is that gonna be like your terrain solution? All right. Let's go ahead and start extras, author mode, create. Let's go to game one. Change. Damn it! So close. Didn't want to work, huh? Wait, what? I'm deeply confused. So the menu, I guess maybe the menu wasn't null. If menu does not equal null, and dang, that was, that was my assumption, was that it was just, it was setting itself here, and then it wasn't null here when it needed to be. Well, that's no good. Oh, yeah, no, that wouldn't work. Voxels are hard to animate. That's why polys. That makes sense. Well, and I guess it would suck to try and do characters as voxels. I mean, it's possible. I know that there's some game out there for the PS4 that's being done that's using voxel characters, but it's kind of weird about it, if I remember correctly. It's been, can't remember the name of it. Instance view prefabs fine. GM get type equals specific type as T. Let's try this again. Because I've written similar code to what I'm trying to do here before. I've written it for work. I just can't remember what I did there. I remember it was kind of awkward, and it did involve getting the type of the menu. Because when you get a type, it gives you an actual sort of value. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Should have turned off the mic for that. Sorry about sneezing in everyone's ear. Let's go to author mode, create, game one. Ha! Got it! Okay. Let's see here. It is kind of awkward, but okay. Let's go to... What the heck is this? Is this the root of... It should be the root of my... Oh, that was awkward. It didn't... Okay, it scrolled the wrong way. Let's go to game development, Unity, text quest, art... Nope, that's actually not what I want. Build, text quest, I'm a little worried. Custom... Oh, good. Okay. Now... Is that going to actually do anything? Okay, go to definition. Let's go back. No, back doesn't work. Oh, right. I bet that's going to be messed up. Well, in any case. So it should have been auto-saving for that. Maybe. Um, if the image did save, I will be very happy. Start, extras, author, create. Dang it. Not quite, it seems. Let's see, variable settings. Hold on. So test game has it set. Oh, I bet it's just not saving. Okay. Let's see. Classic create view on image selected. Go to definition. Path, debug log path. Okay. So I need to. Da, 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 da. Play clicked back. Do I not have a back button? On back click, go to definition. Oh, it's probably just opening the view again. Hold on, we're not done here. On image selected. So we are debugging the correct path, I think. Oh, I cleared it. Darn it. Let's see. I basically just need to make sure that I save it out. So here we are. Game info. Do I have a save functionality that's being done here? Map settings, save, clicked. Okay. That's not awkward at all. Let's go ahead and change that to this. And I guess path is going to be okay. Not entirely sure what path is going to be. Do these have the reference to their own save file path? No. Probably for the best. Super awkward, but I guess we're going to do this. Private string save file path equals nothing. Okay, so we're going to say save file path equals path. Okay, so coming down here, we can say save file path. Okay. And let's see. Repeat this definition. Am I loading the... I am not. Okay. So I'm going to get this loading. Oh, come on, not that. Go to definition. There we are. So I'm going to get it loading and saving the image. That way I can actually select it and do stuff with it. So we're going to say game type, game creator, description, public string game image equals nothing. Game image is equal to game info dot get string value custom content utility dot key game image. Okay. And then we're going to do something similar down here into JSON, and we're going to say json.add image. Okay. So we are almost there. I need to say on image selected. We'll debug the path, and then we're going to say, oh boy. I know that this isn't going to work quite right yet, but we're going to say info dot image equals path. Okay. And then I guess we'll call save on save clicked. Force it to write everything again. So, I don't fully know if this will work, but hopefully it will. We will find out. At the very least, it should change the save file. I don't know if it'll be perfect and actually display the image after it's done, but we'll see. Alright, so start, extras, author, create. Let's go to game 1, change game image. Yeah, this is kind of awkward. Game development, Unity, text quest, build, text quest, custom, and we're going to do test game image. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Okay, we're close. It clearly did not do what I wanted it to in terms of the image stuff, but okay. I mean, it did save the path. It's the full path, which is kind of what I was hoping to avoid, which is why I have this whole path replace stuff going on here. But, well, what are you gonna do? Ugh, man. Let's go ahead and stop playing. Let's see here. So, all correct. I just basically have to trim all this stuff off. Well, actually, out of curiosity, what are you doing? You are doing it locally. So it does try to find it from the local path, which means that if I were to just say get rid of this, and then we were to look at all of our list, or all of our custom games again, that image should show up. Author mode, create. Yep, right there. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to think about how I want to come up with a way to trim that, because apparently how I was doing it was not correct. All right. Probably a good place to stop for the day. It's been about 2 hours. Got some nice experimental functionality in there. Swapped out how materials work in the substance manager, or rather, how they're saved and loaded. Got them pre-generating before the level shows up, so we no longer have any pop-in, which is nice. Yeah. And we fixed some of our custom content creation menu bugs. So that's probably a pretty good place to leave off for the day. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to do today, really. No, that's probably pretty good for today's stream. We should be back on Tuesday, normal time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So, don't think I have anything else to say. So, I want to thank you all very much for watching. Thank you, LevelManagers, for stopping by. It's always good to talk to people. And I will see you all next time.